really good practices. Obviously, the last couple we've had a chance to put pads on, and it's been good for our guys, been good for our coaching staff. So a lot of really good work, lots of competition. When you put pads on, you get an opportunity to finish blocks. You get an opportunity to thud guys in practice. A lot more emphasis on ball security, getting balls out. Had a chance to really work a lot on Wednesday on special teams. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of rain here for a couple of practices and not had a chance to get out there and kick balls, operation with a specialist, field ball. So that was really good. We've got to continue to be able to do that. We feel like we have really good specialists, guys that can create explosive plays in the return game. So getting a chance to do that's been good to get out there and get going to do it. Today we elected not to practice. As you guys know, we continue to constantly test within our program, and we have really had very good results the entire time, with the exception of, like I said before, when I gave them 8 days off for the 4th of July. But this week we had a few more positive tests. So I elected to shut practice down. We retested everybody again this morning to see where we're at. Our number one priority here is to be able to protect everybody associated with our program, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And as we get the results back, we'll see exactly where we're at, and we'll start practice up accordingly. And with that, I'll take any questions.
We'll start with Jimmy Himes.
Jeremy, what has impressed you the most so far with Jarrett Garantano, and what have you seen out of Harrison Bailey?
Well, Jarrett has a really good feel for what we're trying to get done offensively. Not only does he know what he's supposed to do, he has a good understanding for every position on the field. He can coach the guys. He's doing a nice job taking care of the football, working on his consistency, his footwork, decision-making. So he's had 6 really good days. Harrison didn't practice for the first couple of days, but at our last practice, I thought he had a period there to where he really kind of shined, taking care of the football, getting the ball out of his hands. Just like any freshman, he needs tons of reps. He needs it at the speed that the game is in college, and the more reps he gets, the better he'll get, just like any other young player. So he just got to continue to get opportunities.
We'll go to Brent Hubbs, followed by Trey Wallace.
Coach, I'm assuming that you're not going to give any numbers on in terms of positive tests back, but is there a threshold number, or is that just a gut feel from you as to when you're going to shut things down like you are today? And then secondly, how's D'Angelo Gibbs done for your team? Where's D'Angelo Gibbs with this team right now?
We've not put a number on the testing. It's just we've been very low to zero for the most part of the entire summer, with the exception of 1 week. So we wasn't at 0 or 1 this week. So we want to make sure that we figure out why. Obviously, back during July, when we gave the guys off and everybody went their separate ways and the numbers were really high across the country, we came back and had more positive tests. And now we've got the student body back on campus, and it's something our student athletes are going to have to learn to live with, and we've got to make good decisions and again, make sure that when it comes to who you're around, you understand that you have to have a mask on at all times. So we want to make sure that it's not spreading within our building, because to this point we've had 0 spread in the tracing from within our building. And that's just one of the things we wanted to make sure of. And as far as D'Angelo Gibbs, D'Angelo is elected not to play this fall. He's going to focus on his academics, and he's still with our team. He's continues to do a really good job academically, but he's going to set this fall out.
Trey?
Yeah, sorry about that. Jeremy, have you been, I know things were kind of sketchy at first when getting test return results back, when everything got started. Have you been pleased with where you were at now with the turnaround time when it comes to tests? Because there's a scheduled practice tomorrow after the players march. So I'm kind of wondering where your head is at with that, and if you are anticipating results back tomorrow where you'll be able to practice.
Well, it's been easy as far as transmission with the players that we've had tested positive over the course of the last 2 months. If there's been spread, it's been whether it's in somebody's apartment or somebody's dorm room, so that's one of the things that we've been able to kind of figure out. With this time, we just wanted to take a day or two to go back and make sure that we're very thorough with each one of our players and figure out where the initial COVID came from. And if that means we can't practice tomorrow, then we won't practice tomorrow. I mean, this was my decision through our athletic training department and Dr. Klink. But again, it's about protecting everybody in our program. We get 25 practices, right? So we got a bunch of days to get them in. It's not like we're running out of time or anything like that. It's just we want to make sure that we're protecting our players and reassuring their safety.
We'll go to David Pascal, followed by David Ubben.
Jeremy, just wanted to ask you about Brandon Kennedy. Obviously, you go way back with him. How much has he kind of grown? I guess he turns 24 this fall and will leave with multiple degrees in a few months. How much has he grown, and just what kind of intangibles does he bring to a roster?
Well, he's a smart guy that's very dependable, brings really good leadership. He's tough. It's like having a coach out there on the field. So, he's a guy that unfortunately, because of injury, didn't get to play a whole lot early on in his career, but he's got the opportunity now, and he continues to work hard to be the best player that he can possibly be.
David?
Yeah, Jeremy, when you try to sort of figure out where this comes from, do you guys have any guesses of sort of why you guys have had some more positives? And also, do you have any update on Cade May's appeal or where that stands right now?
Yeah, David, it's when you start trying to go back and figure it out, the first thing is it takes a lot of communication. You want to make sure that it's not being transmitted within our building first and foremost. So just going back and gathering the information and figuring out. So that's something that we've done the last 48 hours, and we'll continue to do that.
We'll go to Gentry Estes, followed by Ryan Shumpert.
Yeah, hey, Jeremy. I was wanted to ask about the protest tomorrow and moving practice so players could attend. And I'm curious what the discussions maybe in-house have been like the last couple of days of what's been going on in sports. And also, I mean, do you feel like the platform continues to change for sports, which the sports world seems to be taking a leading role in this?
Well, all I can do is comment on our team. And this rally has been planned with our players and within other student athletes across our campus, for several weeks. So we've always planned to practice around this, which would be tomorrow night, to allow them to have time to participate in anything that they want to participate in when it comes to this. I think when you talk about platforms, we here at Tennessee, I've said this before, we're going to use our platform to help create change and to be at the forefront of it. our players believe in it, our staff believes in it, our administration believes in it. So we're going to continue to support them in this movement and tomorrow, and it's something that will continue for years to come.
Ryan?
Hey, Coach. Whether it's Quavaris Crouch or Sean Schamberger, it seems like you have a lot of guys on your defense that can play multiple positions. How much of an advantage is that versatility in a year with COVID and kind of all the uncertainty that causes?
Well, one thing that always helps in any year is guys that have knowledge and have experience. So if you understand the big picture, gives you an opportunity to be at your best. It can help you make the players around you better. It creates value for you as a player to be able to play multiple positions. And we have lots of guys within our program that can do that, whether it's playing, corner and star and money as a defensive back, or safety and star and money, at linebacker playing inside and outside, or a D lineman that can play all across the front, or an offensive lineman that can play, 2 or 3 positions, or a wide receiver that can play multiple positions. So it just creates value for them, and it's something that we do conceptually as we continue to install, as we teach things conceptually so the guys get the big picture.
All right, time for 2 more questions. We'll go to Dan Harrelson and David Oven.
Hey, Coach. Another guy on defense, Jalen McCullough. How much, or do you think he's grown from right now compared to last year's second year in the program?
Well, he's a guy that's smart. He's tough. He's had a little bit of experience in this league now. He'll be the first to tell you that he's got to continue to improve. He's got to improve on his man-to-man. He's got to be more of a playmaker and a racer in the back end. And got to be more consistent day to day. But he's a guy that goes out there and works hard to do that every single day.
We'll close with David's last question.
Jeremy, what have you made of your freshman receiver group, and have any of those guys sort of emerged at this point? The guys that you feel like you can lean on this fall?
Well, all those guys are going to have to play. They all have plenty of ability. They run really well. They have instincts. They all have soft hands. It's a different league. They're not playing high school ball anymore where they can just run freely and they get free releases. The guys they're going against every day or every Saturday are just as good athletes as they are. They're going to challenge them at the line of scrimmage. They're going to challenge them at the top of the breaks and their route progression, and they're going to challenge them for the catches. So they've got to be able to make contested catches when they block on the perimeter. Because they are younger guys. Maybe they're not developed physically as much as they will be in a couple of years from now. So they've got to be strong at the point of attack. And they're all learning. It's a whole new system for these guys, but the guys are very willing, they're eager, and they come and work hard every single day.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.